Instructions for the sacred tent, its furnishings, and the sacred chest. Chapter 25. The sacred tent. This is also told in Exodus 35, 4-9. The Lord said to Moses, "Tell everyone in Israel who wants to give gifts that they must bring them to you. Here is a list of what you are to collect: gold, silver, and bronze, blue, purple, and red wool, fine linen, goat hair, tanned ram skins, fine leather, acacia wood, olive oil for the lamps, sweet-smelling spices to mix with the oil for dedicating the tent and ordaining the priests, and onyx stones for the sacred apron and the breastpiece. I also want them to build a special place where I can live among my people. Make it and its furnishings exactly like the pattern I will show you." The sacred chest. This is also told in Exodus 37, 1-9. The Lord said to Moses, "Tell the people to build a chest of acacia wood 110 centimeters long, 66 centimeters wide, and 66 centimeters high. Cover it inside and out with pure gold and put a gold etching around the lid. Make 4 gold rings and fasten one of them to each of the 4 legs of the chest. Make 2 poles of acacia wood. Cover them with gold and put them through the rings so the chest can be carried by the poles. Don't ever remove the poles from the rings. When I give you the 10 commandments written on 2 flat stones, put them inside the chest. Cover the lid of the chest with pure gold. Then hammer out 2 winged creatures of pure gold and fasten them to the lid at the ends of the chest. The creatures must face each other with their wings spread over the chest. Inside it place the 2 flat stones with the 10 commandments and put the gold lid on top of the chest. I will meet you there between the 2 creatures and tell you what my people must do and what they must not do." The table for the sacred bread. This is also told in Exodus 37, 10-16. The Lord said, "Make a table of acacia wood 88 centimeters long, 44 centimeters wide, and 66 centimeters high. Cover it with pure gold and put gold etching around it with a border 75 millimeters wide. Make 4 gold rings and attach one to each of the legs near the etching. The poles for carrying the table are to be placed through these rings and are to be made of acacia wood covered with gold. The table is to be kept in the holy place, and the sacred loaves of bread must always be put on it. All bowls, plates, jars, and cups for wine offerings are to be made of pure gold and set on this table. The lampstand. This is also told in Exodus 37, 17-24. The Lord said, "Make a lampstand of pure gold. The whole lampstand, including its decorative flowers, must be made from a single piece of hammered gold, with 3 branches on each of its 2 sides. There are to be 3 decorative almond blossoms on each branch and 4 on the stem. There must also be a blossom where each pair of branches comes out from the stem. The lampstand, including its branches and decorative flowers, must be made from a single piece of hammered pure gold. The lamp on the top and those at the end of each of its 6 branches must be made so as to shine towards the front of the lampstand. The tongues and trays for taking care of the lamps are to be made of pure gold. The lampstand and its equipment will require 35 kilograms of pure gold, and they must be made according to the pattern I showed you on the mountain." Chapter 26. Curtains and coverings for the sacred tent. This is also told in Exodus 36, 8-19. The Lord said to Moses, "Furnish the sacred tent with curtains made from 10 pieces of the finest linen. They must be woven with blue, purple, and red wool and embroidered with figures of winged creatures. Make each piece 12 meters long and 2 meters wide, and sew them together into 2 curtains with 5 sections each. Put 50 loops of blue cloth along one of the wider sides of each curtain, then fasten the 2 curtains at the loops with 50 gold hooks. As the main material for the tent, use goat hair to weave 11 sections 13 meters by 2 meters each. Sew 5 of the sections together to make one panel. Then sew the other 6 together to make a second panel, and fold the 6th section double over the front of the tent. Put 50 loops along one of the wider sides of each panel and fasten the 2 panels at the loops with 50 bronze hooks. The panel of goat hair will be a meter longer than the tent itself, so fold 50 centimeters of the material behind the tent and on each side as a protective covering. Make 2 more coverings, one with ram skins dyed red and the other with fine leather. The framework for the sacred tent. This is also told in Exodus 36, 20-34. The Lord said, "Build a framework of acacia wood for the walls of the sacred tent. Each frame is to be 4 meters high and 66 centimeters wide, with 2 wooden pegs near the bottom. Place 2 silver stands under each frame with sockets for the pegs, so the frames can be joined together. 20 of these frames are to be used along the south side and 20 more along the north. For the back wall along the west side, use 6 frames with 2 more at the southwest and northwest corners. Make certain that these corner frames are joined from top to bottom, although this back wall will have 8 frames with 2 silver stands under each one. Make 5 crossbars for each of the wooden frames, with the center crossbar running the full length of the wall. Cover the frames and the crossbars with gold and attach gold rings to the frames to run the crossbars through. Then set up the tent in the way I showed you on the mountain." The curtain inside the sacred tent. This is also told in Exodus 36, 35-38. The Lord said, "Make a curtain to separate the holy place from the most holy place. Use fine linen woven with blue, purple, and red wool and embroidered with figures of winged creatures. Cover 4 acacia wood posts with gold and set them each on a silver stand. Then fasten gold hooks to the post and hang the curtain there. Inside the most holy place, you must put the sacred chest that has the place of mercy on its lid. Outside the curtain, put the table for the sacred bread on the right side and the gold lampstand on the left. For the entrance to the tent, use a piece of fine linen woven with blue, purple, and red wool and embroidered with fine needlework. Cover 5 acacia wood posts with gold and set them each on a bronze stand. Then put gold hooks on the posts and hang the curtain there." Chapter 27. The altar for offering sacrifices. This is also told in Exodus 38, 1-7. The Lord said to Moses, "Use acacia wood to build an altar 2.5 meters square and 1.33 meters high, and make each of the 4 top corners stick up like the horn of a bull. Then cover the whole altar with bronze, including the 4 horns. All the equipment for the altar must also be made of bronze. Pans for the hot ashes, the shovels, and the sprinkling bowls, the meat forks, and the fire pans. Halfway up the altar, build a ledge around it and cover the bottom half of the altar with a decorative bronze grating. Then attach a bronze ring beneath the ledge at the 4 corners of the altar. Cover 2 acacia wood poles with bronze and put them through the rings for carrying the altar. Construct the altar in the shape of an open box, just as you were shown on the mountain. The courtyard around the sacred tent. This is also told in Exodus 38, 9-20. The Lord said, "Surround the sacred tent with a courtyard 44 meters long on the south and north and 22 meters wide on the east and west. Use 20 bronze posts on bronze stands for the south and north and 10 for the west. Then hang a curtain of fine linen on the posts, along with each of these three sides by using silver hooks and rods. Place 3 bronze posts on each side of the entrance at the east and hang a curtain 6 2/3 meters wide on each set of posts. Use 4 more of these posts for the entrance way, then hang on them an embroidered curtain of fine linen 9 meters long and woven with blue, purple, and red wool. The curtains that surround the courtyard must be 2¼ meters high and are to be hung from the bronze posts with silver hooks and rods. The rest of the equipment for the sacred tent must be made of bronze, including the pegs for the tent and for the curtains surrounding the courtyard. The oil for the lamp in the holy place. This is also told in Leviticus 24, 1-4. The Lord said to Moses, "Command the people of Israel to supply you with the purest olive oil. Do this too, so the lamp will keep burning in front of the curtain that separates the holy place from the most holy place, where the sacred chest is kept. Aaron and his sons are responsible for keeping the lamp burning every night in the sacred tent. The Israelites must also obey this command." Instructions for priests, sacrifices, and the Sabbath. Chapter 28. The clothes for the high priest. This is also told in Exodus 39, 1-7. The Lord said to Moses, "Send for your brother Aaron and his sons Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. They are the ones I have chosen from Israel to serve as my priests. Make Aaron some beautiful clothes that are worthy of a high priest. Aaron is to be dedicated as my high priest, and his clothes must be made only by persons who possess skills that I have given them. Here are the items that need to be made: a breastpiece, a priestly apron, a robe, an embroidered shirt, a turban, and a sash. These sacred clothes are to be made for your brother Aaron and his sons who will be my priests. Only gold and fine linen woven with blue, purple, and red wool are to be used for making these clothes. The apron for the high priest. This is also told in Exodus 39, 2-7. The Lord said, "The entire priestly apron must be made of fine linen skillfully woven with blue, purple, and red wool, and decorated with gold. It is to have 2 shoulder straps to support it and a sash that fastens around the waist. Put 2 onyx stones in gold settings, then attach one to each of the shoulder straps. On one of these stones engrave the names of Israel's first 6 sons in the order of their birth, and do the same with his remaining 6 sons on the other stone. In this way, Aaron will always carry the names of the tribes of Israel when he enters the holy place, and I will never forget my people. Attach 2 gold settings to the shoulder straps and fasten them with 2 braided chains of pure gold. The breastpiece for the high priest. This is also told in Exodus 39, 8-21. The Lord said, "From the same costly material make a breastpiece for the high priest to use in learning what I want my people to do. It is to be 22 centimeters square and folded double with 4 rows of 3 precious stones. In the first row, put a carnelian, a chrysolite, and an emerald. In the second row, a turquoise, a sapphire, and a diamond. In the third row, a jacinth, an agate, and an amethyst. And in the fourth row, a beryl, an onyx, and a jasper. Mount the stones in delicate gold settings and engrave on each of them the name of one of the 12 tribes of Israel. Attach 2 gold rings to the upper front corners of the breastpiece and fasten them with 2 braided gold chains to gold settings on the shoulder straps. Attach 2 other gold rings to the lower inside corners next to the apron, and 2 more near the bottom of the shoulder straps just above the sash. Then take a blue cord and tie the 2 lower rings on the breastpiece to those on the apron. This will keep the breastpiece in place. In this way, Aaron will have the names of the 12 tribes of Israel written on his heart each time he enters the holy place, and I will never forget my people. He must also wear on his breastpiece the 2 small objects that he uses to receive answers from me, the other high priestly clothes. This is also told in Exodus 39, 22-26, 30, 31. The Lord said, under his apron, Aaron must wear a robe of blue wool with an opening in the center for his head. Be sure to bind the material around the collar to keep it from fraying. Along the hem of the robe, weave pomegranates of blue, purple, and red wool with a gold bell between each of them. If Aaron wears these clothes when he enters the holy place as my high priest, the sound of the bells will be heard, and his life will not be in danger. On a narrow strip of pure gold engrave the word, dedicated to the Lord. Fasten it to the front of Aaron's turban with a blue cord, so he can wear it on his forehead. This will show that he will take on himself the guilt for any sins the people of Israel commit in offering their gifts to me, and I will forgive them. When Aaron's robe and turban of fine linen, and decorate his sash with fine needlework. The clothes for the other priests. This is also told in Exodus 39, 27-29. The Lord said, since Aaron's sons are priests, they should also look dignified, so make robes, sashes, and special caps for them. Then dress Aaron and his sons in these clothes, pour olive oil on their heads, and ordain them as my priests. Make linen shorts for them that reach from the waist down to the thigh, so they won't expose themselves. Whenever they enter the sacred tent or serve at the altar or enter the holy place, they must wear these shorts, or else they will be guilty and die. This same rule applies to any of their descendants who serve as priests.